Good evening, or good day. I'm the Supreme Commander of the United Forces, and I'm here to tell you about a battle that's been occurring in the eternal world, and that's between the Brotherhood, Pigs in Space, and my command. And we are, the United Forces are devoted to the erasure of all evil from the Void Spectre. That's what we're devoted to. And in the Brotherhood, Pigs in Space, they feature cannibals, torturers, terrorists, rapists, and murderers. And that's all the Brotherhood are. And the Brotherhood are here on Earth. They're in the heavens. In the heavens, they're an almighty organisation. And down here on Earth, they don't exist in reality. They're here behind the scenes, behind the lines, and they're causing all sorts of mayhem and all sorts of death. They're involved in the white slavery, in the captive sex slave market, the white slavery. They're involved in state-sponsored murder, like JFK and Lady Di. They play that sort of game. Everything's on video. They do the snuff movies, the torture snuff movies, and they get people who've got who's pre-qualified, got nowhere to go, can't help you, get people, kill them and cannibalise them when no one's going to ask for them. And they also, in the eternal world, they don't exist here, but in the eternal world they enforce the Bible. So it doesn't matter what you think about the Bible, or whether you know, you are subject to the laws of the Bible if you submit to God. And what God does, God Jehovah, because God exists, but God did not create heaven and earth, and God did not create every lechy, creeping and crawling thing here on the earth sphere. God didn't create any of that. The reptile creator created all of the foliage, all of the creepy crawling and these living things. God had something to do with the creation of mankind, but even there, and the mammals. He's the mammal God, and there's a reptile God, and the supreme highness of the dust, Mother Nature, is the one that's done all that. And he even tried to claim my soul in court, claiming that he was God and he had authority over me, and he wanted me to rule me dead forever because he is that sort of bastard pig. What God does, God up there is renowned as a great man, right? But Shoemaster, Jehovah is the father of the Brotherhood. He's known to be the worst bush pig you've ever seen. Now they come from, both of them are from magnetic energy, where they can create any spirit they want, because they're all supreme beings born over there, and they can turn themselves into anything what they want. And they were here in conscious energy in the little dust. They were burned dead forever for being cannibals in the little dust. They were resurrected in the civilizations by the Highness Spirit, given another chance, given a brand new Monty, brand new resurrection to play on with, because we're only just a small element. They're just a small element like that that's carried around by a girl from the civilizations, because they're all females. And that's the reality there. And then they burned dead forever in the little dust, resurrected by the Highness Spirit in the civilizations. And then they came back at us with supreme being powers. Now they're back in the little dust, doing their thing, still cannibalising, still torturing, still murdering, and still raping. And that's what they are, libertarian rock spiders. Libertarians they call themselves, not rapists. And rock spiders is what they are. And they exist under the cloak of the men who are the greatest of all honour, and they enforce the bastard Bible book Jehovah at the eternal world, and they even rule against people for swearing and for having sex improperly. And all of the things that the preachers here tell you that you'll get in trouble for in heaven, you will get in trouble for in heaven, provided you submit to God. And now God delivers all the babies, God takes back all the babies, and God is the worst form of pig I've ever seen. God, there's spheres that have babies here, because we're all born to have babies here on earth. There's spheres here that believe that unless the baby's over 2 years old, 2 or 3 years old, they don't get it back. But that's what they believe. But the truth is that God gets all those ones that are dead young, still born, and all the dead young. They do survive, no problem at all. And he inducts them into his faith, and he teaches them to say yes. When after he asks them, do you submit to God? He asks them, do you submit to God? They say yes. He engages, chops them in half, hangs them on a meat hook, each ready for devouring when he's ready. He's just a cannibal rock spider, but the cloak of secrecy is what he really does need, and that's what's blown with my reality. And he has done everything trying to hem me in, pick me in, and stop my voice from getting out, because knowledge is the thing that will beat these rock spiders. That's the reality. And my command, I was judge of the higher order. That's what I wanted to be in the eternal life. The Spirit came and was teaching me eternal law. That was my Heavenly Father, I believe, Creel. He was teaching me eternal law when all hell broke out in the Brotherhood, and I got in trouble with the Brotherhood, with the law. They used the law against me, and they used mental health against me, and everywhere I went was corrupt. And of course the Brotherhood have the 7 deadly pincers, or the 7 churches that's described in the book of Revelations, the 7 churches. And what they are the police. They've got the police sewn down, all the investigating authorities. They've got the army sewn down. They've got all the spying sewn down. They've got the doctors and the psychiatrists all laid down, and they've got the rock spiders themselves that feed on children. And it's just reiterating, the United Forces is devoted to the erasure of the eternal rock spider. Here on earth are the filthy spawn of Jehovah and all his maggot ugly pigs in the eternal world. They have their babies here on earth, and they're rock spiders. They're absolute dead set rock spiders. You can see, one look at the paper, the serial killings, there's serial killers everywhere, particularly in Busted Erica. It's full of rock spider serial killers over there, and they're all that cursed element. The cursed element of the Brotherhood, and that's the Brotherhood that came up with Moses, the Freemasons that came up with Moses, and they play like that, and they incarnate into people here, and they're the full Monty, remembering all the way back to Moses, playing next to you, right next door to you, and you don't even know. We don't even know. None of us know, and that's how they get their control, and that's how they get their win, and that's how they get everything like that. And also, they're from magnetic energy. They have got the ability to read our minds. They don't tell anyone that. It's a closely guarded secret. So when you're playing with one and he's reading your mind, you haven't got a clue. And that's the reality. And you can be in a 3-year-old little skin piece sitting on the floor here, a 1 billion-year-old rock spider inside it, carrying on like a pork chop. That's a resurrection from the civilizations, and the rock spider inside it is what actually goes up to live in the eternal world when after you're dead on earth. So your body goes ashes to ashes, dust to dust, and your spirit resurrects. But you resurrect in the spirit, you resurrect like a normal person, another person you resurrect. And that's what happened with me when I realised all this corruption was about me, and they were fucking me over. I was getting fucked over by every single authority in all existence. I found out what the story was, the 7 churches, the 7 deadly pincers of the Masha Mill. And that's the Masha Mill, like I said, cannibalism, white slavery, and of course they do this quite openly. Cannibalism and white slavery and serial murders, they know, the authorities and all that, the rock spiders there, they know who's doing all these crimes, they know who's doing all this stuff, and if it happens to be one of their rock spider mates, he never gets convicted, he always gets off on nothing, and they can kill anybody on earth. They can kill anybody on earth and get away with it, no problemo. Just ask Lady Di and ask JFK, and it goes back to all the way in history. And they've got a global show that runs around the Masha Mill, probably Hutchins and all these suicides, and Paula Yates, I think. She's probably all Brotherhood deaths, and all Brotherhood murderers, and you can get away with murder if you're a pig in space, Brotherhood. And so that's the reality. And of course our children, this is rock spider world, this is rock spider world. You can't have sex on TV, but you can have blood and gore and violence, no problem at all. And cop shows where they're killing everything, and all that's killing is good, no problemo. But sex is ruled against as depraved than I've seen, and that is done by the churches, that is done by the Brotherhood, and this is rock spider world, was one observation. When you realise, you look at the reality of the television, and no sex and all gore, that is rock spider world. This is rock spider world. The rock spiders run it. The rock spiders are in the churches. The rock spiders are in the politicians. The rock spiders are in the police. The rock spiders are in the military. The rock spiders are in the bureaucrats. And the rock spiders are in the doctors and the lawyers. And the rock spiders are in the judges. So you get a rock spider police officer, a rock spider judge, and a rock spider lawyer, and they fuck you through the floor properly. That is exactly what happened to me. And I saw there was far too many people to get. I was going to get even with them all, because they have sworn, they're all acting in sworn positions, and they all got an oath in place, and they owe their oath to me, because I'm the one that they're ruling over, I'm the one that they're doing, they're subject to their authority, and if they fuck me over, then I own their souls. They've all fucked me over, and I own their souls, every one of them, including the arresting officer and all the pigs in space in the Masha Mill. And of course what they generally do, traditionally always, when someone like this comes out with this sort of knowledge, they kill him dead forever to make sure it doesn't go anywhere, after they slap them mentally handicapped, deluded on him, and then probably do him away with a drug overdose, with all the proper, he could have had his heart cut out, and they can still write him off as a drug overdose. I'll bet you London to all the money. Don't worry about that. And that's the reality of the pigs in space, Brotherhood.